It's quite amazing the things an artist can do once they identify their niche and the direction they want to steer their art to. Away from the creativity, the subjects, the messages and the themes, a lot of artists endeavor to create a trademark for themselves or simply something they can be identified using. The following artist has mastered the use of color and symmetry. Let's check her out. Artists paint for various reasons. Inasmuch as the themes, styles and messages might vary from one artist to the next, at its core, art is an expression of one's self.
Art is one way for me to express myself. I love to express myself. I love color, as you can see. I love color. Working with color, it makes my world really pop. I think I even think in color. If I smell some nice food, I start thinking, my mind sees a color, you know? So for me, it's an expression of myself. It's a fulfillment of who I am. It's showing my heart to the world. So when I paint, I show my heart to the world because my heart can't come out, you can't really see it. And if you see it, it's just a bloody mess. But what comes out of it is the art that I create.
Ideas often come from the most unlikeliest of places and times. As such, spontaneity is an edge she has accustomed herself to.
When I paint what I'm experiencing at that time or what is making the most impact to me at that time. So in this time, I've been on a spiritual journey. So those spiritual kind of things and just being more aware of myself, aware of my surroundings, that's what has been big for me in this season. So the next season, I don't know what will be there. So at that time, I'll see and I'll flow with it. And that's why I like art, because it flows with me. Yeah, where I go, I express what I'm seeing there.
Wimbo understands that creating art is all about discipline in order to achieve set targets, and this is something she has mastered to undertake.
As an artist, the work is very much self-driven, so you have to cultivate a certain discipline, because it's very easy to sleep na siku bado itaisha. You can sleep, the next time you wake up, it's 4 p.m, you've not done nothing. So as an artist, since it's work where there's no one checking the time for you, pushing you along, it's very easy to lose the flow. But how I do it is I collect my materials. Collecting the materials is part of the work, but you actually won't see any artwork. If you come to my studio, you won't see anything. But I take time, I collect the frames, I find the fabrics. Then maybe that day is over, I take another 2 days to have the cycle to stretch the canvas. So we usually do like a frame, and then we stretch the canvas and we tack it either with a staple gun or those little nails. So we stretch the canvases, then they stay there another day as you're thinking, what am I going to draw? What will I draw? You run to textbook center, get some paints, some paint brushes. Sometimes you already have, sometimes you feel they are not enough, so you run for more. Sometimes there's a color you're saying, this color is over, you run to get more. Then now you put the one canvas. Sometimes the whole day an idea refuses to come. Then at night when I'm asleep, suddenly I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, that's an idea. So I sketch it quickly on a notebook near the bed. Then the next morning now I'm on fire to transfer to the canvas, which I do with a pencil, draw what I'm drawing. Then now, what colors do I use, what colors? Then I start thinking of the colors. Maybe I put all my paints, they are still in their tubes. I put them there so that my mind can lock on one. So my mind locks, I put some, I paint all the elements that I think are red. Usually I start with red. I love red, as you can see. So usually I start with the red. So after the red comes, that's when now I decide what to do around that red. Of course, red is a strong color, it's very overpowering. So when I was doing this one, after I had done the red, I was like, wow, that red is so striking. There was no other color, only red and the white canvas. So I was like, oh my goodness, it's so overpowering. It's like it's taken over the whole painting. So I had to think what else to do so that it's not chaotic, and what to do with the background. That's why the background is so receded. It's almost white. I still wanted to express fire, water. You can see it looks so squiggly, earth and air. So if you look closely, you can see the elements, but when you're far, it looks white because the red is so overpowering.
Should you not find her working on a canvas, then the artist has crossed over to interior design, a field that complements her art, often because of the close similarities.
The other thing I do is interior design, so it's quite related, though interior design is more technical, more building, but it still involves space. It's art in space. It's taking a space like this and making it come alive, deciding where the lighting will go, what color the floor will be, how high or low the ceiling will come, what kind of lighting, what colors of lighting, what paint I'll paint the room. So as an interior designer, it's still very related. So I would say I just combine it, or it's all inside of me, so it all comes out. And when I'm able to bring out what I have in me, more original ideas are able to fill in that space. Yeah, but when it's just gets stuck over there, then there's no movement, there's no creativity.
Wimbo implores artists like herself not to shy away from fully expressing themselves boldly through their artworks.
It's just important for people to get their thoughts out there so that they leave a legacy in the world. We are always told that, which is not true, that Africans had no written history. It's not true. We had a lot of written history. Some tribes actually had even a writing. I saw it the other day. Even Kikuyu had a certain writing that looked, I don't know, like the way Kiarabu is those nini, and it comes from right to left. The Kikuyu language actually used to write on calabashes with that, and that was our art. So all the artifacts that we see now are our connection to our past. So this is present now because I'm here standing with it, but one day it will be here and I won't be here. And it will be my legacy to this world. They'll be trying to think, what was she thinking about? What was happening around that time? And all the other artworks we see here. There's a theme going through that affects all of us as one. And when you see, you'll see a little bit of it in everyone's paintings. And this is our legacy to remind us of this time. You'll see some art that was produced in 2020. People would draw things with masks. Even the newspaper stories and clippings, everything had a mask. We'll always remember 2020 with that. So that's a legacy. It's a part of the story of our history. And I feel proud that I have brought, when my heart stops beating, what came out of my heart will remain for my children and my grandchildren to see, and yours as well. They'll come to visit the gallery together with mine. See there? You'll find me on Facebook and TikTok as Wimbo D Chaga. Come see my content. Come to the gallery at Waterfront Mall, first floor, Gallery. That's where you'll find my art and many other pieces from women and from men. And for those who are artists, just start. Anza mwendo. And everything you need will find you. Don't wait to be ready. Don't wait to have everything. With that one pencil, just start.